Joe, what's happening, brother?
I'm doing good, Kenny.
All
Yeah.
right, man. Hey, good to have you back.
Yeah, good to be back.
Hey, man, so, I was thinking about some stuff, of course, me and you talking about some stuff too, but, let's talk about, like, the culture, gym culture, and etiquette, in the gyms. A lot of, you know how I am, man. One, I'll go on etiquette. I'm a stickler for putting things back where you got them from, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And putting things back where you got them from, because my whole mentality is this. When people come in here, especially in my gym, they come in here in the morning, the weights they know where, if people want to use the 100-pound dumbbells, they know where they're at. If they want the 90s, they know they're close to the 100s, and so on and so forth, or whatever. So if people are going to use it throughout the day, I want them to put it back, not necessarily because it keeps the gym neat, but because you had that courtesy placed upon you. You had that convenience. You knew where it was. Why can't you give that to other people? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Other people deserve the same thing. And, so for me, I'm always thinking about that. You know what I mean? I always think about that kind of stuff, How you feel about that kind of stuff?
It really is not even just a courtesy thing. It's to me, it kind of shows the person who you are outside of the gym.
Yeah.
Because the way I see the whole gym culture, like it's a privilege to come work out at a gym. It's not a right.
Right.
Especially this being a private facility.
Right.
You could pretty much kick anybody out.
Right.
For any odd reason, because you are the owner. I mean, you could even kick me out for just like walking a certain way. I mean, that's your right. That's your right as a gym owner. But the whole gym etiquette of putting everything back, it's just like, it just shows not only your appreciation for like you as a gym owner, but for everybody else who comes to the gym as well. Because again, it just kind of, to me, it shows your character, not only inside the gym, but outside the gym. It's like, if you're coming to a place where you want to be and blow off some steam, and you can't respect, or what we would sometimes call our temple, or our sanctuary, for a better word, our sanctuary where we can get away. If you can't respect that, then imagine what that person's like outside of their sanctuary.
Exactly.
So
yeah, that's right, man. That's right. We've been lucky, blessed, however you want to put it. We have a really good culture here.
Oh yes,
we have
yes, yes, you do.
I'll say a good climate. The people here are amazing. They've been amazing. They are amazing. They're fun.
Yeah.
We have lots of laughs in here during the day. It's good. Everybody, seems to get along real well and can work with each other and everything. And I think that's important, I think that's really important to have a good culture, to almost be like family-like,
Yes, it is.
And know that certain people like certain things different ways, and we've gotten to know everybody so much that we know, hey, when somebody's doing this, they like to do it alone. They like to go there alone, and so on and so forth. So give them the space or whatever. It's crazy.
Yeah, and kind of like you kind of mentioned, like, get to know everybody, and I've been getting to know everybody little by little by little, and that's probably just me trying to keep it professional. Like, I'm not gonna go bug somebody, especially like if I don't know them personally on that level.
Yeah.
And again, like and you can kind of feel like everyone just kind of wants their space. There's a couple people I know, it's like, hey, when they're working out, they don't want no one talking to them.
Exactly.
They don't want to talk, just a nod, hi and bye. And you know what?
People.
Believe it or not, that will make their day, and that's all they need.
And
they don't need a full-on conversation with you.
Yeah. Man, I'm like, so when I work out, especially like I come in here on Saturdays and I come in here early in the morning, and I like to be alone, and I like no music. I don't play music or anything. I might play, in my headphones, I'll listen to some motivational talks or whatever. But yeah, I'm sort of weird like that, So I think everybody has their things, you know what I mean? But that's mine. That's my weirdness, you know what I mean? And but yeah, it's good that we get to know each other like that. I love like when your people are training, when you're training some of your clients or whatever. I like to come over and meet them, and talk to them and everything else. Just something, a little short, sweet. Just let them know, hey, you're part of this. You're part of the family. You know what I mean? And then it just brings everything together. You know?
Yes,
what I mean?
it does. It does.
I don't know what it is. So.
And like even like again with the people who are quiet, it's like even though they may not say anything, they do still feel like they're part of something.
Exactly.
And that was the way I felt when I first moved over here. Was like even though I don't know anybody really, like I'm still getting to know some of the people, but like I never felt like out of place. I never felt unwelcomed or anything like that. Like it just feels like it's almost like the middle child. You're just kind of like you're all part of the family, but you all get lost somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, so but I do love the gym culture that you have here and the people here. That's what makes it. That's what makes it
for sure. Yeah, and we got some really good people in here. I call them the greeters sometimes, but they know who I'm talking about. If they watch this video, they know who I'm talking about though. But they introduce themselves, and it's funny. They do my job for me. They do my job for me. They show them around. They tell them what's on the board and how the whole system works and everything else. And they introduce them to other people, and they just make them feel at home, and feel welcomed and stuff. And I love that. I love that the relationships that are built here. You know what I mean? The relationships. It's been really good. It's been really fun. You know. So.
Well, it's funny because I think you have a little bit more greeters than you think, you know, because because I know sometimes when I'm here training and you're on a lunch break or something, and there's some people I've probably seen maybe once or twice or trickle in a few times, but someone new walks in, they just see the gym and those people know what to do. Hey, this is Kenny's place. This is the boot camp. This is the workouts he do. He does online coaching. We have a bod pod, and pretty much they're selling it themselves, you know. So which is awesome, which is awesome. So yeah, you've definitely built an awesome culture here. And I'm proud and honored to be part of it.
Hey,
so
man, I love that you're a part of it. Hell, you're a part of it. You are. You are it. Like I said, you know, everybody they're watching you and stuff, and you know, and I love that, you know, that they've gotten to know you, and man, it's just I don't know. I don't even know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain. It's hard to whatever, you know. And but I think a part of it too is everybody knows that a part of that culture is, like I started out at the beginning, you know, like putting weights away and stuff like that. It's funny how some of the people here...
It's contagious.
It's contagious. Some of the people here are just as anal about it as me. I see when I'm not doing it, if, you know, cleaning up after people sometimes, I see other people doing it. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, Kenny, that was driving me crazy. That person put the weights over there or whatever. And I'm like, good. You know, good. I'm glad you're doing that. But, you know, and just so many other things, you know. Everybody knows where stuff is, and man, it's just I don't know. I don't know. We've been blessed.
Yes, and that's a great way of putting it. Like we've been blessed, and you've been to public gyms. I've worked at a public gym before. And again, like you get people from all walks of life. You know, and it's funny because I just remember first time I ever walked in a public gym. Like you just see all these big, massive mass monsters walking around everywhere, and of course, like my judgment is like, oh, they're probably one of the meanest, you know, they're probably full of themselves, or they probably look down on others. But the more and more I've been around the gym culture, it's like those mass monsters are probably the nicest people you will ever meet, because they know what it's like to start from ground zero. And that's the culture that's here, especially when I see people here. There's like, you know, it's okay, that's how we started, it's the first day, and everybody's like that here. You know, I mean, some people are just to themselves, but everybody portrays that onto everybody else. Like, hey, it's okay. Like, it's your first day. Like, we all started somewhere. You know, so
we all want to help.
And then that's an awesome culture to be a part of. And what's different from this place from other places, because like there's only so many of them in like a huge commercial gym. You know, there's only so many of them, because there are some mass monsters who are, excuse my language, are dicks. You know, they're a-holes. You know, and but you know, the ones who like go for themselves are probably like some of the nicest people. I mean, some of the most in shape people here, and everybody knows who's the most in shape people here. Nice. You may look at them, they're like, oh, they're probably like this, they're probably like that, full of themselves, or they probably think they're better than me. nicest people you'll ever meet. Ever meet.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it almost has that that feel to me when I used to compete in like not bodybuilding, powerlifting things, you know, powerlifting competitions. My competitors, the competitors was cheering, you know, or cheering you on, you know. People that's competing against you, they're cheering you on too. And it's almost like because they know, like you said, what it took to even just be there, you know, to be able to compete with one another. They know that it took some hard work, and it's almost like a respect thing. It's great.
Yes.
So I almost feel that same kind of vibe in here when we get new people and they run into some of the most fit people here, like you said, and that most fit people will, you know, pretty much take them by the hand, you know, wrap their arm around their shoulders and be like, hey, this is what you got to do. And it's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy,
you know,
it works.
And it's awesome that it works because, again, like those people, they started out just like them.
Yeah, exactly.
In the last episode, talking about like eating disorders, you know, like no one even guessed I was bulimic.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, at all. And you know, same thing with like people starting their fitness journey, just changing that culture of like, hey, we all started somewhere too. We weren't born like this. I mean, there are some people who are like, yeah, you're just genetically gifted, which is awesome. But but a majority of the people is like, no, we know exactly how it feels, and just getting up and going. It's like you do feel that here. Like you never feel like, oh, that person's probably watching me,
right?
No. And it's like, no, they're not. They're not. Man, we can care less what you're doing. Exactly. All that matters is that you're in here for yourself, getting yourself better. Yeah. You know, for you, whatever the reason is. So,
and then we got
which is awesome.
Funniest people here.
Oh yes.
they really help the culture a lot. You know, like I said, I ain't gonna say no names, but they know who they are. Someone very funny. Man. But they make everybody feel at home. I mean, you know,
yes, they do.
Like, you know, they crack jokes on me and whoever and stuff, but it's all endearing. You know what I mean?
Like you said, it's like a family. Like
nothing. It's never malice. It's always just it's fun.
Yeah,
it's fun. And you know, they dish it out. They can take it.
Yeah.
It's just a fun, good time. So you know, we've been, like I said, lucky and blessed to have the culture that we have. And but I think that's important in gyms. I think that's important. That's one of the things that for a beginner, some people are not so comfortable about going into those big gyms.
Oh, definitely.
They're not comfortable. It's scary, you know. You got people in there. First of all, there's a whole bunch of equipment in there. The equipment itself is intimidating, but then some of the people are intimidating, not because they're bad people, but they're people that, you know, some of them just are mass monsters, or some women are just, you know, really, you know, look like they've been working out for years and they look really fit, and you know, and they seem like they know what they're doing on the equipment, and people, you know, new people come in and it's like, oh my gosh, where am I at? What am I doing here? You know, I should be at someplace else. So, but they come into a place like this, you know, like I said, everybody, this gym is small enough that everybody is able to welcome everybody, you know what I'm saying? I get to know everybody that's in here, so. Yeah, it's been a blessing. So. Yeah,
and like I just thought about this just now. I just remember like there was these kids one time. I've never seen them before, and they didn't put their weights back, and then they were done with their workout. They're walking out the door, and you're like, "Hey, come put your weights back," you know, and and I just started laughing because, again, that's something my dad would do. You know, it's like, hey, pretty much you're going to someone else's house, don't respect their house.
Exactly.
And so that's just reminded me of like my dad, because that's how he is. And like, hey, you respect people, you know, people's belongings, and so of course they went and put it back. And then I remember seeing those same kids. They brought a friend, and the friend didn't put their weights back, and they're like, hey, you need to put your weights back. So like, again, that it's contagious, you know, and again, like I just believe like little habits that you practice throughout the day, even something such as just putting your weight back, or just like respecting someone else's property, like you take that into the real world.
Exactly.
And and the way I see that is like training. you put your body under constant stress and pressure all the time,
right,
physically and mentally. So when you go to a job and you're under constant stress, your body just knows how to respond to it naturally, because you are under stress mentally and physically.
Exactly.
And just like the whole gym culture, the way you treat people, it relates not only inside the gym but outside the gym. Like, you take that home with you.
I love that. I love that. I always try to what's the word? Make or I guess like an analogy, but how this is the same as, you know, the real world. You know, working out in the gym is the same as the real world. You know, being out there in the real world, you know, about pushing yourself and you know, failure, how failure builds success, and just all of those things. So, you know, you're so right, man. What you do in the gym, it translates into the real world, you know. And yeah, so it's been great.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, y'all. So it's good talking to you all. I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. My man Joe was here again today, and we're gonna keep doing these things. All right. So we'll holler at y'all later. Take care of yourselves, and peace.